Welcome back to a GSL Finals rematch. One of those great games I missed from Teamliquid Starleague 9, a best of 3. Let me first introduce the man with the probe coming at him, so we're not going to dawdle too long on the introductions. You already know him. You probably have strong feelings about him, and they're probably very dependent on whether or not you like watching Terrans win. It's the man, the myth, the Maru, the G5L champion, though on the other side of the map is the man who stopped him, at least temporarily, from achieving that. He might not be the player we deserve, but he is the player we need right now. It's Dragon Phoenix Gaming's herO. These two find themselves deep in the brackets of pretty much every major tournament. The next GSL season, Maru got the better of him. I believe it was 3-1. So, overall, Maru has struggled the most. Terran versus Protoss. He does have a tendency to try to fit a square peg in a non-existent hole sometimes. Honestly, it reminds me a little bit of Beyond in Terran versus Zerg. It's like, I will drop and micro and stutter step, as opposed to building things like Ghosts and Liberators and all that are maybe more effective, but less exciting. So now that doesn't mean Maru is a pushover. He's still the best Terran versus Protoss player in the world. He's still the best Terran player in the world. And that brings us... There's been many times in the past where we had to ask, like, do we need to nerf this, or do we need to nerf Maru? We kind of have that conversation with herO as Zerg, even more seriously sometimes. Beyond, on the other hand, the way we managed to nerf Beyond directly was just by nerfing the Reaper. Other players already weren't really using it after the first nerf, but Beyond's like, psh, just build twice as many. That remains to this day the only instance of specifically nerfing a player in all but name. There's always time, though. I thought herO was going to do some sort of shenanigans, but he just got the probe scout out early enough that he would know if it's a Proxy Rex. Now, Proxy Rex, Proxy Reaper. Nothing Protoss players are huge fans of. It makes you uncomfortable, makes you feel unsafe in your own nexus, near your own nexus. Knowing that there's no barracks out on the map or nearby the base is significant information, as well as what else did he see? He saw the command center. So the gas would have given it away as well. Maru, on the other hand, he's got his Scoutian. This is Jeff. His name, Jeff. The camera car. Usually just here... Well, this is a bit awkward. Usually just... Maru looks away. Just here to take a look around, but herO quickly drew the Stalkers down. And with it now, the Hellion dies, and Maru still has no information besides the existence of 2 Stalkers. Which is a bit of a tell that he went for 2 Stalkers and not an Adept and a Stalker. Because this very heavily leans into Blink. That it's very likely to be those Blink Stalkers as opposed to like a Stargate. That really narrows down 90% of the options, Blink or Stargate. Occasionally you'll get something like a DT dropper. I don't expect that at this stage of the series. Especially on a map you can wall off with a single ramp. Maru takes the quick jaunt from his main all the way into herO's pocket base, which is more like a beachhead location here. Will there be a recall? He doesn't have energy for recall. He has to walk back. It's just like 7 Marines in a medevac. Blink is going to be done momentarily. I don't know if he was even caring to recall. There's plenty of time to deal with it. With Blink done, those Stalkers are in a precarious position. He might be able to... Well, oh, wow. What a name! That was some slick thinking right there for herO. And now Maru's the one in the awkward spot. The probe was watching the whole time at the watchtower. And even brings some Tacta boys out for repair. The Liberator passes by the War Prism. The War Prism goes down to the Watchtower, unloads the Stalkers, and chases down Maru's army, which is going forward. The Stalkers on both sides. Blinks forward for the tank. Blinks from the other side. Liberator coming in. herO blocking on both fronts. And SCV even getting in on the action. Can he kill the pylon in time? It's not going to happen. Target down one Stalker. Stalkers blunk in. Gets another one. Micros away. Ghetto blinking into the Prism. Targeting probes. Down goes the Liberator. And all things considered, herO deflecting that, mitigating the damage, and coming out, I think, significantly ahead. He has a handful more workers, and he has total map control, and that second part is going to be the most important. One thing herO didn't do was expand too quickly. While he might be known for his... Oh, wow. Well, yeah, never mind on expanding. Can Maru even defend his main? Blunks in. There's a second tank that will force him back. Eating some of those tank hits, but warping in more Stalkers. 4-gate Prism. Maru has to cancel. Gonna lose a depot as well. Won't quite supply block him. He's lost enough units. 2 tanks seems to be enough. The barracks here to volley unsieged. And gets the rest of the Stalkers, slurps them into the Prism. Now, the starport itself is vulnerable. SCVs will repair. Raven comes out, but things are going from bad to worse here for Maru. 4 more Stalkers might actually just end this game short. The tanks are in as good a spot as you're gonna get. He blunks in, gets one. Looks for the Raven there, and now is behind the mineral line. The tanks doing their best. Engineering bay. Ooh, it's not good. It's certainly... Gets the Raven there. That actually was a bit of an awkward blink. Getting the Raven's a big part, but a lot of damage. A few Zealots charge on the way. Maru somehow is still in the game, which, to his credit. Tanks retarget onto the Stalkers. Oh, well, the tanks are doing kind of well. It took 3 volleys there. The Prism died. And Maru will hold. It's not pretty. But he is 100% less dead than I think almost any other Terran player would be. So, Maru lives. Now, is he gonna thrive? You know what they say, that which doesn't kill you leaves you in a awkward and uncomfortable position for the rest of your probably relatively short life. Scans the third, sees a forge but no gases, which points heavily towards charge lots. Now, I don't know if there are any wrong choices for herO at this stage. He's got 3 bases and the rest of the map open to him. It's bad for Maru. He's banking on herO overcommitting, winning a fight, and then carrying that momentum across the map before herO can actually rebuild his unit. The tank's struggling to get out, but he doesn't wall them in. Good for him. Oh yeah, Stim's not done, +1's not done. The boys are pulled here. The triple threat is super important. No, that's that. Alright, that's... He's dead, right? Super dead? Super dead. Like, Maru, do you know something I don't? No amount of target fire is getting you out of this one. And herO is able to... Maru started it. He started it. Okay? He came in, medevac, tank, liberator. It's not herO's fault that Maru decided to lose all those units. It was an overcommitment. Maru slowed down his push too much. And herO told him to get off my lawn. And then he took the argument across the street. He blinked his Stalkers right in front of his front door and started yelling at him to come out of his house. And Maru's like, I don't want to come out of my house. All right, you got a Warp Prism out. I see it. It's in my base. Well, eventually, something had to give. And Maru was not... It just wasn't enough. He lost his tech lab barracks. I kind of, on one hand, wanted Maru to come back from that, just to be like, look, see? Terran, so strong, so powerful, so smooth and handsome. But at the same time, you shouldn't be able to survive losing that much early without a huge deficit. 100% of Terrans agree that Terrans are the most handsome race, okay? It's just a scientific fact. Can we give herO his game? Thank you, Jimmy. He worked for that. Oh, he was fitting it. He was actually testing out the location of where he could build his buildings, so that way he brings up the grid and knows where to build stuff. Just to be sure. I'm 99% he's correct the first time, but why not be sure? Two-gate is not quite in the cards at the moment. That would make very little sense, having it on this side of the map at least. The Zealot really just hanging out there with one of those arms. The other arm boldly going where no Zealot has gone before, but the arm behind it is just kind of hanging out. I mean, you get tired. It's taken the scenic route, which, not coincidentally, is the route the Reaper is unlikely to take. Maru scouring, but not gonna find it. Maru has 2 Reapers, though, which is... Let's see that reaction time. In fact, notices it on the map, but... What? This is awkward. At that point, the Zealot wondering why we have melee units that are slower than your average worker. You're there to eat the bullets. But I don't have a mouth! Figure it out. It was a metaphor. Well, the scout car. And the Reaper's in the main. Some probes pulled. Gonna lose 1. Another kind of off-key attack here from Maru. The probe's getting about 3 probes down. Oh yeah, the Hellion was still alive. Okay. The thing is, once again, Maru is left with exactly 2 Marines and 2 Widow Mines. He needs to have those Widow Mines. They need to be down the ramp, or the Stalkers are just going to bully him out of the natural. herO was checking for mines at the top of the ramp. You saw that little stutter step there, just trying to see if that tiny little line locks on. You have a split second to move back. He's going to try to flank with the mines, which is going to help, but the Zealot going to try to tank the mine hit. Will he unburrow? I'm surprised he didn't, but the second mine makes all the difference here. And, I mean, it's not necessarily about whether you know it's coming. Blink is 3/4 of the way done, wasn't that? Meanwhile, multiple racks. Wait, no, just 1 racks, just 1 racks. That'll make 2 racks, but that's not what I meant. Yeah, I thought he was adding on 2, but you're welcome for the explanation nobody asked for, unsolicited. 3rd Nexus for herO. A more macro blink 2-gate robo as opposed to 4. Feeling comfortable with just zoning Maru out this game. He doesn't have that whole beachhead platform to work with and get all those blink stalkers into the base. Also, he's confirmed, indeed, it is a Widow Mine drop. So you don't need that many stalkers. You just need enough to delay or deflect the mines. herO continues observing. Is there a Raven? There is. But even seeing the Raven will give some of this away. Yeah, Maru noticed. Just a little late, though. herO with a sprint to Templar. Even having one Templar for feedback on the Raven can be helpful. We'll see if he ends up going Storm. The Stalker Prism. On the way across, see what it can get done. 4 Stalkers can kill SCVs or Marines in a single valley. Of course, you're not going to get too many of them. Stalker's not known for their insane DPS. Whoop. 1 tank. Eats a tank hit. 2 Templar. Immediate Archons? No. But no Storm. He's building 6 more gateways as herO. No probes at... Whoa, no probes at all. But the mine drop made it! Oh no, no! Oh god, it's so annoying. He's retargeting it! He's delaying the shot! He eventually goes for it, but still. That actually did a lot there. Maru keeping the mine busy so that way it doesn't get laser focused on anything. Now, Storm is on the way, and I think herO realizes the situation. Like, he realizes that Maru scouted him, obviously. So, not going to commit to this huge gateway timing, but instead focused on defense. The best defense is, well, stopping the attack before it... Oh my god. Blink, 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 blink. Oh, it's a disaster! He already boosted! Has to use all the energy on the Raven. He doesn't lose the Raven, which is the only consolation prize. Oh, Maru! Why? Didn't even necessarily need to drop there. Kind of a curious choice to go for it. I bet he felt safe. He felt like there's no way herO can go out on the map. He doesn't have much of an army, but... Unfortunately, that was more than enough. That's he rips away 1 medevac. All the Raven energy definitely hurts as well. Storm is done, by the way. Oh, huge Storm. Widowmines connect on... Well, they get an Archon. And the medevacs pick up and get out. Oh my god, the tanks weren't even involved. What's in there? 2 Templar. Oh, be careful with those. Ghost Academy's on the way. 3rd Command Center. Maru still with a threatening army. There's not enough units for herO without Storm. Oh, beautiful snipe. Maru trying to pre-spread against the impending Storm. The tank's still chilling all the way at the back. Maru unwilling to commit them to the fight. Storm, quite good. Dodges a Widowmine hit. Oh my god, those They'll expect some of us in the wreckage, brothers. Oh, those Marauders feeling very left out, considering one of the medevacs is empty. And then the tanks in the middle of the map, forgotten and mostly lost. Maru. What? Maru once again floundering in attack, and herO will take full map control. All the pieces working against each other there, leaving the tanks out to dry. The Raven now with the army. Even some of the units getting stuck. Like, herO knows better than to try to fight up a ramp. Especially when he has this level of map control. Maru now has to be very, very wary of moving out. If he moves out and takes a wrong step, he'll step into a hurricane. It's funny how quickly that can happen, but there's really no room for error anymore. Despite the supplies, you know what? Actually, one saving grace. The upgrades. If the EMPs land, the upgrades... He kept most of the medevacs intact. With Ghosts already out in the Robo Bay, you know what? I'm gonna revise. herO still has an okay position, but he just doesn't have that many units. He has no upgrades, and he's very reliant on Storm. Which, the moment a handful of Ghosts are out, is a lot less He blocked that base? I'm not sure. Those ghosts make it a lot less reliable. Disruptors on the way. Another very... a gamble. At best. Though, you get enough of them and you can really hedge your bets. The armory a long way off for Maru, so the gap between upgrades is going to be relatively minimal. Though, the next minute or so, we'll see Maru at a significant advantage. Disruptors are out. Raven has enough energy for Interference Matrix. Awkward position for the Immortals. Disruptor shot comes in, clips a mine. That's about it. Another shot. Single Marauder. That's not enough. More pre-MPs on the War Prism. Oh, that's a big storm. Also hits some of the mines, so it doesn't quite kill them. Trying to draw those mine shots out. The Disruptors have recharged. The Medevacs haven't had any time to heal all these units. Between the storms and the stims, the Widow Mine Concave is a bit disgusting here. The Disruptors could start chipping away at it. Somehow the Raven has lived throughout all this. The Zealot's drawn the mines out. EMP softening them up. Disruptor shot over to the right. A single Marauder. Another shot. A mine. Getting a single unit with each Disruptor shot is unsustainable. Another tank down. Another Widow Mine negated. Another Disruptor shot dodged. Airball. More Ruptors on the way. At some point, there are too many, but apparently the point is still, like if you don't have double-digit Ruptors, Maru just does not respect you. Yeah, he's settling for getting one unit. It's not until you can fire off 2 Disruptors literally every second, then maybe Maru will think about some measure of respect. He'll consider it. +2 attack. This is not upgrades. The Disruptors hit Stalker. He blinks into his own Ruptor shot. He shot himself in the foot of his Stalkers. Another shot. EMP'd and targeted. Another shot. Airball. herO is the only time he's killing multiple units are his own, which isn't much of an achievement. So, yeah, any sort of advantage herO had was reliant on maintaining map control and being able to limit Maru and his economy. There has been no limit. Maru now has 3 bases, going for 4. He's got +2/+2 on the way, though he's not unique in that. And he's got 2 very full, dangerous armies. Without Ruptors on both sides, either of these armies can just straight up beat the gateway units. He just stims right down the center. The Robobay is vulnerable. One of the forges. What are you going to recall? The Robobay itself, kind of a key component of all this. It wasn't even in that vulnerable. He does recall to the other side. And somehow Maru manages to pick up and get out with many of his units. Honestly, that was not the smooth escape that maybe he was hoping for, but still, the fact he got out with anything. Disruptors are the best observers. herO has decided he's got 9 of them, so the production is paused for now. More Ruptor shots. Oh, those ones kind of land. Meanwhile, in the center, a half dozen Ruptors. Not a single Liberator, not a single Siege tank. We finally got 2 Liberators in production, but herO is fed up. There is no recall, remember. He's pressing the issue. He's trying to catch Maru with his back to his own base, where he can't retreat any further. Meanwhile, Blancs forward, fires the shots through the Stalkers, looks for more. Maru looking for a huge flank. This army, the Warp Prism's involved. Disruptors breaking through the north side. Maru trying to come in from the back, but he's too late. Multiple Widow Mines on the top of the ramp at the 3rd base. herO will carve himself in and take the SCVs out. There's still enough Ruptors to make for a nearly impossible situation. Fires a volley. 3 Ruptors. 3 hits on mines. Maru. At some point, the bill comes due. At some point, you have to actually kill the Ruptors instead of just dodging them. You can dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge all you like. But, well, he lost 2 Ruptors and a Prism, so maybe herO should stick with the big ball strats as opposed to splitting some off. That actually hurt a lot, because that was his only Prism with the army. He can't warp into reinforce. The army supplies are still dangerously close. If herO manages to lose these Ruptors, which...seems unlikely. EMP hits everything. Beautiful split out of Maru. He dives towards the 4th, and once again, herO is caught at an angle he probably should never have let himself into. Maru with a huge amount of starport units here to support. So many medevacs, liberators, the EMP on the Ruptors, Colossus, some guaranteed damage if he can get close enough. Maru takes a base. herO down to... down to 3. herO is making this real difficult on himself. Not quite able to pin Maru down. I mean, you gotta give Maru some credit. He is the slipperiest snake of all snakes. Did you just call Terran snakes? Yes, directly. It was not subtle. And this one's slipping and stimming yet again. Maru, everywhere but where herO is. A recall to the natural might be able to box some of this out. The medevacs are just in the corner over the lava fields. The disruptors are all over the place. A scan does not see the army coming in. 3 Ruptors at a time now in production. That's a lot of Marauders. He's not getting out. Right? Well, I mean... it's not great. Medevac down. Maru's still in it somehow. He's bringing his 3rd base back. EMP, 1, 2 Ruptors down. He fires more, hits everything. The Zealots are acceptable collateral. And no, the Stalkers! Be careful! Oh my god, herO. herO just... The select all army. Don't pretend it wasn't. We know it was. herO with just pulling... He's just pulling everything to the 3rd. He used his recall. We still got a minute on cooldown, if not a bit more. 3-3 on the way. Maru's at 3-2. Was that a medevac? Meanwhile, Ruptors at the front. This is... That is... He gets the Ruptor! There's 7 more where that came from. herO trying to pin this army down. Oh, he fires a volley! The broadside! Oh my god! Oh my god! He got every single one! I mean, he's gonna lose horribly, but he got every single one! Oh... Even when... How many? I think it was 6 Ruptors. I mean, some of them were a EMP and a gust of wind away from death, but still. Of course, the rest of the army finally came together, and Maru had to tap it out. The classic, never really having the correct army to win a fight, but still somehow winning every battle besides the last one. An absolutely classic and epic show of Terran's incredibly long and dramatic death rattle. Absolute classic Maru. herO, by the way, honestly, herO kept trying to... He never faced the problem head on. And in fairness, it's not easy to find those medevacs and hunt them down. He eventually brought it all together. Even a single medevac with a few Marines, especially when you're doing a robo-based army composition, you're reliant on the right units being in the right place at the right time. And Colossi and Disruptors are not known for their agility. They're known for stepping the wrong way and accidentally getting rallied halfway across the map, but they're not known for being able to bounce between the bases quickly. At the end of the day, though, it's good to see that you can't just micro. Like, the answer is not always just micro. To an extent, clearly it is, but you do need, the usual answer is range liberators. Maru has also tried mass tank, especially on this map. I think tanks are better, which is why Maru uses them, but they also have less room for error. As liberators, of course, they can fly. They have that benefit. You usually already have at least one reactored starport. Whereas tanks, you really need to be set up in the right place before the fight happens. And that is difficult to do against a more mobile Toss army. You do remove a lot of your mobility to do so. We'll see from Maru. Maru's going for the heavy gas opener. herO's going for a Reaper wall. You know, the Reaper wall, half the time people don't even make Reapers. Okay? It is I think my largest of many pet peeves. I have an entire menagerie of peeves, okay? Don't get me started, but of this matchup especially, the Reaper wall feels like a liability as opposed to a benefit. Like, it doesn't even necessarily deny much information. It doesn't kill the Reaper, it just says, don't you come in this way. He's gonna deny the Stargate scout, though I'm not sure if Maru could have just poked up against the edge and seen it. The Adept itself gives away some information. The fact it is an Adept definitely points further towards a Stargate, though it doesn't completely move the needle. Maru supply blocked for 3 seconds and then finishes a deep. Phoenix first. Second, yeah, Maru with these heavy tech openers. He's been favoring them. It's one of those builds I feel like I can't bring to the ladder because they're very reliant on hitting every timing and never messing up your early game micro. We saw Maru kind of messed it up just a little bit in game 1, and herO suddenly got total map control and eventually just blunked all over his main. Okay, well, Reaper dies. Reaper wall proven in value. And not seeing 4 Phoenixes. Being able to hide all these is a big deal for herO. Now, what would Maru do differently if he knew there were Phoenixes? He's obviously expecting a Stargate based on... I mean, I guess these could work for Stargate or for Blink Star. Oh my god. Oh, he's really... okay, wait. No, he hasn't seen anything. Smells like Stargate, though. Oh my god. Maru is convinced of the Stargate. He saw... oh wait, he saw 2 Adepts. 2 Adept. 1 Adept? 2 Adepts? That's the difference. Those 2 Adepts mean you're trying not to build Stalkers because you need gas. And you need gas because you're going Stargate. And Maru is hedging his bets on that. Heavily. He's right. Unfortunately, he's not quite perfectly right. herO. Okay. I mean, I guess it works. A little eager. Almost went for the full 5 there. Oh no. Oh god. Oh, he's not flying out that way. He knows. herO knows at the same time. But, I mean, Maru has cornered the Phoenixes. He's leaving an opening. But is he, though? herO saw it. He saw the line. Is there even a Widow Mine on my screen right now, though? Wait. Where are the mines? I always love... It's my favorite game as Protoss is find the mines. Oh, they're still here. Some of them. There's one. Like, I'm the observer and I can't find them. herO is just predicting their location. Like, I can see them. There they are. See? There's 6 of them right there. I knew the whole time. That's a lot of mines, actually. Wow, sprinting into Storm. Didn't lose the Phoenixes. herO coming back. The army supply. Ooh. Storms are going to be critical. Absolutely critical here. Unfortunately, Maru just scanned the Templar, which means he's never gonna What do we have up here? Huh? Is that, you know, your cyber core? Well, oh, now you have to come defend this location? Huh? It is kind of an awkward spot. He's gonna lose his cyber core, though. Which, you know, isn't a very important building. It's just for building all your tech with the Marauders really using those gravimetric bullet curvers. Huh. Well, unfortunate, but there was no other place to put that building. And now he's forced into Zealots for a bit. He doesn't have Blink. I guess he does want to go Zealots, but... Yeah, why can't they curve them further into the Phoenixes? Regulations. Maru is kind of sieging with mines. He's got an entire minefield here that... Good luck dealing with that. Now... One, why is this Marauder here? 2... Hello. He finds the warping in round of Zealots, and herO just decides to go the other direction. Maru is just holding... He doesn't ever want to retreat, because all these units will die on the way home. At the same time, herO can't really fight, because half his units will die trying to fight this. So... we're at kind of a standoff here. Will he start storming mines? Are we doing this? Is this what we're doing? Alright, it's like a worse version of using disruptors. Which is why people go disruptors so often, by the way. They are not nearly as vulnerable to EMP. Not as expensive overall, but Storm just does have some pretty insane potential when it does land. Oh my god, there's more. Just gotta keep those units from being suicidal. A lot of Storm used. EMP, great against pretty much everything but Zealots here. Widow Mines as well. Oh, well, EMP lands, gets one Storm, healed through, tear it up! Maru just shredding the rest of the army. Where were the Phoenixes this whole time? Would it have mattered? These basic Terran units, more than enough to deal with the gateway-based army. It's not quite... Oh, he almost loses the Prism, but there goes the 4th. A huge group of Zealots. The upgrades, 1-1 for Maru against just +1 attack. No Robo-Bay done. It's a third of the way there. A Widow Mine. Volley just... Yeah, that's way too much. That's way too much stuff. He warps in another round of Zealots. And Maru doesn't even give him the respect of picking up his units as herO taps out before the Zealots finish warping. Maru this time predicting and shutting down the attempts of herO. The Phoenixes didn't... Now, they did a lot, but in the context of when they did that damage, it wasn't enough. Maru was able to get 2 bases comfortably. He lost essentially 0 units early on, which means he had his full army together. And then herO spent, what, 500, 600, 700 gas on those Phoenixes, which slows down the rest of your tech. And it just didn't pay off in the end. And Maru took full advantage, and now it's not a clean sweep. Game 4. Smash that like button if you like dancing in the moonlight, metaphorically. Because here we are on Moondance, the map that sometimes doesn't make it through the veto process because nobody wants to let their opponent just get 3 bases for free. These probes, like, really channeling his inner zest. Wow, it's been so long. It took 4 games. With the probe scout, I guess this might be specific to Maru. I'd like to know if, let's say, against, not even Beyond. Let's say, does herO probe scout at the beginning of the game against Cure? I wouldn't bet on it. I would not, if I was a gambling man. I would not bet on him scouting the beginning of the game. Because even if Cure does proxy Reaper. But, do you care? Sorry, Cure. GSL champion Cure, by the way. Maru with another double gas. Wants that quicker factory. herO gonna see everything. He's actually going to realize it's a Reaper as well. Just by the fact the factory was later. And a Marine should be popping out right about now. If there's no Marine by about 1 minute 50, then you are... Either he canceled and restarted it to convince you it was a Reaper, or it's a Reaper. And even for someone like Maru, it's probably unlikely he does the second thing. Because the Reaper will be revealed, or the lack thereof, soon enough anyways. Command Center. On the low... Wow, that looks weird. Sunk it right into the foundation there. It actually looks really cool. Terran map. It looks like it fits. Meanwhile, the Nexus is just, a Nexus. So. Yeah. Yeah. Terran map. The probe hunted by the scouting hellion. What is that? What? Double Reaper. So that'll be 3 per... This is a TVT build. He's doing a TVT build. Hey, Maru! Maru! You're... Well, this is straight up your usual TVT opener. 3 per with 2 Hellions into some tech labs. Now 2 Stalkers. He decides on a recall. Does not lose the Stalker, importantly. And now 3, 4 Stalkers should be more than enough. Of course, it's a dangerous army. If it gets by them somehow, slips into a mineral line, a lot of probes will die very quickly. Cloak Banshee. This is not only a TVT build, it's like a TVT build from Wings of Liberty. Cloak Banshee can work. Oh my god. Come on. No. Blink is not done. He's just going for the probes. Is it worth it?
Command center upgrade complete.
3 probes. Well, it's definitely not as much as he'd like. He pretty much confirms there's blink. Yeah, he really tried there. But what kind of long-term value is Reaper Hellion going to have? Now, an interesting part of the Cloak Banshee is, one, nobody expects Cloak Banshee. You don't get, even if you're going for a robo, you don't get an observer this quick. So just the Cloak Banshee can get in a uncomfortable amount of damage just by existing. Kind of like a DT build. Except Protoss can't scan, so... Did he miss the ban? Now, there was the pre-cloak. There's no observer on the way. He's immediately making immortal. He's completely misreading this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Cancels the immortal. Chrono's an observer. And if there's a shield battery, if he can push it away immediately, then the Banshee just kind of looks silly. But Maru's choice here, the scalpel. And unfortunately, the shield battery is actually near perfectly placed here. He gets the second Banshee, right? He kills it. Yeah. Pretty big deal. 2 Banshees can go through those shield batteries. This was better, though. Even though he killed 5 probes and lost a Banshee, it's not that many probes. The timing is critical. Instead of being able to come across the map with Blink Stalkers and do a significant attack, herO, the fact that he's able to get anything at all is good for him. Like, these Stalkers doing an undue amount of damage for similar reasons, but he blunted any potential attack and pinned all those Stalkers back at home. The Banshee even coming back. Though the Banshee coming back means herO can move out with whatever he did build at home, which is not much. Maru just taking the back pocket. Few less mineral patches. Only 1 out of 2 gas gathers. But it's still much, much better than nothing. No observer with the army. Kept the observer at home. It's kind of an awkward standoff here. Banshee headed back out. Runs out of energy. But it'll have some more by the time it gets, well, wherever it's going. Overall, Maru bought himself space to get to the mid-game. herO held on and now is, while he's in a tenuous position, I think, it can easily, he can easily break it wide open if he shuts down Maru getting out of his base. There's a storm drop. Deflected by a prism. Cloak Banshee, though, spotted by a pylon. That pylon just angrily staring at the Banshee while it dies. herO with a handful more workers, though I'm not sure that's going to matter too much with mules on the field. Especially since many of those are on gas. And the one thing we've been seeing is almost no upgrades for herO. Really just the last thing besides the entire tech tree, essentially. And speaking of the entire tech tree, got a robotics bay, a second robo, +1, a second forge. The gateway explosion already happening. Meanwhile, for Maru, +1/+1 finishing up. Combat shield, stim complete, 4th command center, armory, and even a reactored factory. So, we're filling everything in, increasing the income, at least for now. And the next fight will be much more painful for both sides. A single Templar in there, even a feedback on the Raven would be nice. It's going to be Colossi this time. I think Maru proved his that disruptors are maybe not the ideal choice. Especially not if disruptors are the first choice. When you add disruptors in later, that's the special sauce, alright? If they're countering your splash damage, disruptors are that wild card that makes things so much more difficult. But disruptors early, and if that's all really they have to focus on, then obviously diminished returns. Double Stargate. It looks like herO not so interested in ending the game, but in getting ahead in terms of air superiority. Is that going to be Tempest or just straight to carrier? As we see so many times on this map, already +1 air. Char's launch sprinting in. Maru. Okay. Shout out to Maru. You know what? You know, another one of my smaller peeves, still a pet peeve, but a smaller peeve, is people who salvage a bunker that obviously doesn't need salvaging. And even if there's only like an 8% chance it's ever useful again, like, why? Do you really need those 75 minerals more than you need to not lose 12 SCVs to a Zealot run by? So, thankfully, Maru not salvaging it. No, I don't think it would have mattered much here. I just wanted to take that opportunity to point that out. Okay, I just, whenever possible. It grinds my gears. Sure, if it's blocking your production or your mining or something, okay, get rid of it. But, oh my god. It's one of those, like, YouTube comment level tactics. It's like, he should have salvaged the bunker and gotten those 75 minerals. That would have been real value. Loses 17 SCVs to 3 Zealots later on. So, we got gates. We got warp gates. We got star gates. StarCraft 2 now owned by Bill Gates. What's not to love? Besides people correcting me and saying, actually, Winter, Bill Gates doesn't own my... Okay, alright. Actually... Actually, the deal hasn't gone through yet, and we're still not sure if anyone knows StarCraft 2 is Blizzard Pro. Tectonic destabilizers. Get that off your bingo cards. The anti-building. Though that was pointed out to me when my opponent mercifully floated their buildings to the corner of the map so I could use them for target practice. It only works against non-flying buildings. So, just in case you care. Well, that's a lot of storm, but also a lot of EMP. And also what the forward shield battery base here. A lot of damage. Well, he's gonna... Is there a single... Oh my god.
Who does that?
A single pylon to power all those shield... Well, there's one over here, but... that Oracle sliding in with the stasis. Maru handling it. Fusion core. We got our second flavor of cloak, the Ghost Cloak. Well known as the more dangerous cloak. Banshee Cloak kind of considered a bit of a gimmick, not in style. But Ghost Cloak, on the other hand, while a bit pretentious, is definitely in vogue. That's that. I'm using that word correctly. I'm using that term. That's how you use that term. Okay? Hello. It's not always a tower defense game here in SC2, but herO's gonna do his best to turn it into one. Maru, not so shabby himself. Tanks, liberators, turrets, and my favorite, another one of my peeves. Okay. The peeves, which I loosely call pet. Not getting rapid reignition thrusters. Getting a fusion core. It's 100/100. It takes just a minute. It's a huge upgrade for your medevacs, the passive medevac speed, and boost cooldown. It's Maru's first upgrade out of the fusion core. Thank you, Maru. He Dorito dusts the entire Protoss army, which will make it much angrier. There's a nuclear missile on the way, by the way. Wait, does he have advanced ballistics? No, he actually, you know what? Maybe advanced ballistics should be the priority, but I do appreciate the rapid reignition thrusters. Kind of surprised it was. Did he misclick? Actually, kind of surprised it was the choice first, consider. We've got the late game in the production tab. 3, whatever, +2 ship weapons and air weapons, nuclear missile, mech armor. We got Tempest. All right, we got high-sec auto tracking. I'd imagine is probably queued up on an engineering base somewhere. It is behind the armor. What don't we have? Might be an easier list. Tanks on the high ground, the Tempest, nuclear launch. That is one way to deal with this entrenched position, and actually a really tactical nuke here. Maru, also EMPs across the board. Disruptors are nothing. Disruptors are dead. Tempests are dead. The nuke, he looked away for a second, and now his army won't be looking at anything. Maru just wipes the floor and everything in between the sky, and then a single storm turns him around. A beautiful flank. The nuclear distraction here. Now, another storm. He just keeps bringing them in. And that set of storms there causes Maru to go from the doorstep of victory to a full evacuation. As herO was able to... thankfully, he had some Templar in reserve. Overall, though, a resounding victory for Maru. Only 4,000 gas lost, not even a single base of gas, but herO has lost almost twice as much. Maru scanning. Is there recall? Technically, yes. Gonna be quite difficult to dislodge either position here. A Disruptor, a Tempest, a Shield Battery Overcharge used. Good luck. Gets a Ghost. The army is trundling back. Advanced Ballistics on the way. Not done yet for these Liberators. Yeah, a bit of a mistake. I will, as much as I love Rapid Reignition Thrusters, it's like a solid second choice, in my opinion, on the Fusion Core. And without it, it's going to be a little harder to chase this down. The split's good. Minimizes damage, gets another one. +3, now finished. EMP across Ascent. Oh my god, everything. Everything. Disruptor shots on everything. Liberators fighting, just tanking damage for the Vikings. EMPs. Where's the shield batteries? Is there an overcharge? Still on cooldown. 10 seconds. The Liberators. Advanced Ballistics is now done. The army isn't enough. herO still has money in the bank. He's mining from 3 bases. Nuclear missile is launched in. Is there detection? The Ghost is still firing. It's still firing. Where is it? Wait, no, run! The Ghost! It's actually going to land. And, I mean, kills a handful of probes as herO is forced to back off. And so is Maru because, you know, it's a nuclear missile. The Liberators, though, will siege up. The target fire isn't there. There's not enough damage to take out these Liberators. +2 means 2-shotting Stalkers, 1 shot with an EMP. And herO is forced back as Maru is tearing up his base. Another Disruptor wanders into the fray. Another one will never see the light of day. And Maru at this point is going back. A lot of damage on those units. Heals some of them. Still has to remove these bases. He's given herO time. herO has a huge economy still. The EMPs, though, Disruptors filing through the shield batteries. Archons merging underneath the Liberation Zone will be liberated of their life. EMPs strip away most of the effective HP of the entire army. And with it, whatever Disruptors and Tempests herO can scrabble together. 10, 15 Stalkers warped in. Another zoning nuke. The Ghost on the ramp here, actually spotted by the Stalkers, though I don't know if he can necessarily stop it. He's going to successfully zone out the army for now. Gonna try to use it to head up north. herO maybe has one more good fight left in him. He can't lose another base. There's still a Widow Mine, kind of denying the base on the other side. Liberators will siege. Most of these units are actually quite near death. The medevacs desperately try to find an opportunity to heal. The production tab tells the story in that Maru, even though he's maxed out, is making 6 well, he's maxing out with 6 more medevacs. herO is trying to find the money to build anything. The disruptor count, the broadside. The liberator count has been reduced to, I believe, just the one. More disruptors have to go over the top here. Another fadeaway shot. Ooh, that's a good one. Another shot. Doesn't quite catch. Gets one more ruptor. Wait, they're all on cooldown. Maru smells blood in the water and sees disruptors overheated. And he chases down. Ruptors are back, but he took out several. 3-3 with plus 3-2 on the liberators is such a pain to deal with. herO trying to force Maru into making a mistake, but Maru understands his position. He can just drop on those. Like, he can just fight. The disruptors are on the wrong side of history. Just drop on them. Like, there's no army here. The army's, he's trying to get Maru to pick a fight, but he's somehow... The disruptors are on the wrong side. Where are you going? Where are you going? EMP! Stalker's half HP! Now no HP! I don't know, like... You still have ruptors, so I guess you can't leave the game yet. But... EMP fires the shots. One targeted. The other one actually lands more shots. And he just decides he's gonna dunk on top. Dodges the ruptors by flying in the sky, and the disruptors on the ground. Oh, Maru's styling on herO in this game. Between the tactical nukes and just the absolute lack of respect for that late game Protoss, Maru just... Oh, well... I don't know what was happening in those first 2 games. But these last 2... It's not trending towards herO. Let's put it that way. Game 5. This Teamliquid Starleague match. The early tech is paying off for Maru. It seems like going for the quicker factory, quicker starport is the play. Essentially just keeping herO busy with those units for long enough to get a third, as opposed to trying to fight with like a 2-base timing. The common wisdom in this matchup, at least one of the most common strategies, is to really try to nail down a 2-base timing. You got Raven, you got tanks, you got bio, and Maru did try to do that. He just got... herO picked him apart. On the other hand, now Maru having great success, even in the game he lost on Inside and Out. It was clear that herO was trying to catch like a cat. It was like a cat, like an angry cat, and that cat will like. I bet I could catch it if I was locked in a room with a cat, like not even like a feral, but just like a regular cat. I could probably catch the cat. Like, not like a lion, just a house cat. But like an outdoor house cat. I don't know if that's an oxymoron there. I'm not... Anyways. But I think I could, if I had to catch the cat, which is the disruptor army. That's the metaphor. But I would definitely get some scratches. It would hurt a lot. Some of them might be actually, like, really serious. Depending, like... So... And Maru's the cat. Jimmy, edit that out. The whole thing just was skipped to 2 minutes. Reaper Wall from herO. He's actually going to put whatever his tech building is, I think, in the wall. And we'll see how that goes. The pros and cons. It is such a focal... I keep focusing on it because it ends up being a part of almost every game that goes past, like, 6 minutes. The Reaper Wall. It feels like it ends up being a focal point because Terran players try to take advantage of it. And oftentimes, like we saw in Data C, succeed. It's also something that you can just not do. Like, you can just build your buildings near your base while the Reaper might get in. Maps are, I mean, the Reaper getting in is a huge part of maps. Maps are designed around the Reaper having an area to jump in. They're designed around Overlords having a high ground in order to spot. And then Observers also pretending to be a more expensive Overlord and doing essentially the same thing. So, it's not like it's a small part of the early game. But also, it kind of loses value when the Reaper just gets in anyways. And also you build your Twilight. Okay. Sure. Fine. I don't know, maybe if he knew it was like a honestly, I legitimately don't understand this one. He puts the Twilight at the front. I guess trying to zone it out. Either way, just being creative here. Maru decides... Oh, he knew something was coming. That Widow Mine gonna get targeted. Maru pulls it back the split second he can. Actually, wow. Wow! No hesitation. The moment he's out of vision. And herO's not gonna risk it. herO not gonna call the bluff. Maru is like, you will not come up this ramp. There's at least one Widow Mine here. You know that. You ain't coming up here. Doesn't even think about it. Doesn't hesitate. Picks up the mine. Except herO, also very decisive, has his units back at home. So on the bright side for herO, his Stalkers will be in position to deal with this. And oh god. He's retargeting, recalculating. He actually gets the shot. Kills a Stalker. Doesn't get any probes with it, I guess. But that's the most value he could have gotten off of one shot with a single unit, so. He knew he wasn't getting that Widow Mine out. That was a one-way trip. Medevac already on the way back. And here we are. He loves that Templar Archives. Oh, okay. Now that... He's getting a little cute with the mine drops here. Okay. Observer, blank. How many gates? 3 and 4 on the way right now. Whoa! He sees the obs. He caught a glimpse. Yep, there they are. Yeah, right there. Stop right there, criminal stalkers. Just that split second. The observer itself is suspicious. And then, knowing there are that many stalkers on the field, he knows there's more. And that just confirms it. Here's the prism. 4th base will be taken, but not before gateways 3 and 4 were built. Oh no. Is he going to be looking the other way? Oh, herO's microing. herO's microing! And Maru notices, so he just slips the mine out. 3 probes, but it gets away unscathed. That can come back. And it will come back. Probably at the least convenient time for herO. Double medevac drop. Maru knows that a heads-up engagement is probably not ideal, as the Blink Stalkers can micro endlessly. Stim ain't free, and also it wasn't even done. herO with a kind of an awkwardly timed third. He doesn't have that many probes, and his unit composition is very reliant on Storm, which can be fine. Feedback does not... God. He's not even going to burrow, not even going to bother burrowing it. He's going to let herO spend his time dealing with this. Well, guess what? You busy? Unfortunate, because now there's double medevac in the main. Oh, an auto turret is already down a recall. There's Storm, but he stormed his own probes. It looks like there was the Stalker drop on the other side. Oh, no. The Archon getting pushed forward is actually blocking everything. Oh, my God. Look at the supply. Maru giving up 2 games and then absolutely dominating 3. Wow. The rush to Storm has just not been paying off here for herO. Maru, like, there's not even any Storm. Those are just Archons. Battery overcharge, not nearly enough, and that's something you don't say that often. Maru with the decisive reverse sweep. Wow, I didn't... I thought Maru would come. Okay, I thought Maru would at least put a couple on the board. 1 or 2. But to see 3 in a row, like a switch was flipped. Ugh. Maru just no mercy there. That was the biggest stop of either way. Thank you guys for watching. Check out this maybe this video will be a little closer at the end. Who knows? Jimmy put the video. Thank you for watching. I hope I made your day a little bit better. Good luck, have fun. Stay chill.